Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is your host Morgan Rees with Good Morning Black People with Morgan Rees. Good morning, Black people. With Morgan Rees, and this is your host Morgan Rees. How you doing this morning, guys? Wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for joining my show all the way live on this fantastic, fabulous, fruitful, and faithful Friday. I'm here to happily announce and join me this morning my guest, Miss Tink. Miss Tink was born and raised in Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. She started her podcast, Raw Talent, in the latter end of 2019. This platform gifted everyone that will listen with an opportunity to get raw and real with you in her no judgment zone. Since June 2019, she hosted various open mics and networking events, holding a roundtable discussion. But guys, with no further ado, I would like to welcome you and welcome my diva, my guest, the lovely Miss Tink.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, Miss Tink.
Good morning. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you doing on this fabulous Friday?
I'm doing wonderful. Enjoying it. Enjoying
Thank you,
life.
thank you. Well, thank you again for the opportunity to join me and to join me in my live debut of Good Morning Black People with Morgan Rees. And I am so grateful and honored that you decided to join me. Well, tell everyone who you are. Don't even listen to me anymore. Tell everyone who you are and what you've done and all your amazing, fabulous career and all the things you've accomplished and what you got going on in 2023. Because in 2023, my slogan today is "It's all about me." So in
I know that's right.
2023, it's all about you. So
I
Diva,
know
go
that's
ahead and take over.
So, as you said, I am Miss Tink, and I was born and raised in Richmond, Virginia. I started out in 2019 publishing, podcasting, doing open mics, and various events around the city. Since 2019, I have published 12 books. That's between novels and poetry books. I launched a t-shirt business. I do website creation, flyer creation, and print photography, videography, you name it, Tink does it. If I can't do it, I know somebody who can do it if I'm not going to learn it anyway, you know. So I also I still do different open mics and different engagements. Last year I did a Stop the Violence rally. I did a women's tea party. And with that, me, my mom, and my grandmother, we're all poets. So we came together and we did 3-part poems to represent the causes. We even went to Philly last year to
My
perform.
hometown.
Yeah, we even went to Philly and performed. This year, I just plan to hit the ground running. And so far, I have. I think I'm booked up until the end of February so far, and then I have events spread out across March and April as well. My daughter, she's 4. She started her own podcast the end of last year. Yes, yes, ma'am.
Mm.
The 4-year-old.
Like mother, like daughter, like mother, like daughter.
So
I'm not mad at
her, her podcast is called The Sidekick Kickback with the Broke Best Friend. And her co-host get on there and they've interviewed somebody once a week. They are hitting the ground running as well. So they're keeping me busy because I
it's in
met
her DNA, so she got it honestly.
yes, ma'am. So she's about to be hosting an autism talent show. And she's gonna be a part of an autism fashion show between March and April as well. But speaking of it being about me, I am engaged and I'm getting married August
Congratulations.
this year. Thank you. And I plan on releasing at least 2 books this year as well. So yeah, it's a lot going on.
Girlfriend, Diva, you are mad busy, and we are only in January 20th, 2023, at
Right.
now officially 7:09 a.m. Your path is already going on
Yes.
2023. It's already been designed. It's already been set forth. I am so grateful and proud of you. Oh my gosh! When I get older, I want to be like you. When I get older, I want to be like you. Man, you have an amazing resume, Miss Tink. Oh my
Thank
gosh.
you.
And for you to have your daughter to follow in your path and your footsteps, I tell my kids all the time, and even my grandkids, I have 3 grandkids, and I always tell them, don't be like me, be better than me.
Yes.
Whatever you put your mind to, whatever you decide you want to do, don't let anyone or anything hold you back and stop you. And Miss Tink, you are setting a perfect example for mothers, for Black mothers, for mothers of other cultures that are not just in the part of the Black community to teach them to go forward and do what they want to do, fulfill their dreams and desires. And girlfriend, I'm honored and blessed to know that you are doing that now in this decade where other parents are not knowing, and you're providing that footprint.
Yes.
You're providing that footprint because I also
Thank
have
you.
two siblings who are special needs, and I'm their guardian. So I know all about taking care of people who are our unique gifts. I call them our unique gifts. So
That's right.
whatever
That's
people call
right.
them flawed, I call them our unique gifts. And you're teaching your daughter to do that, and that's amazing, amazing.
Yes.
So you did say something about you a poet.
Yes.
So you know I would like for you to go ahead and grace us with something, please.
Ooh.
Come on, you didn't know. I told you this is real. We're doing it all the way live, and
Yeah, I see on the
we
spot.
are going to exhibit and demonstrate and put out your talents because you remember you're raw talent, Miss Tink.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes,
So
ma'am.
let God use you and go ahead and do you, and let's flow.
So, being that it's about me, I'm gonna do this piece, which is my favorite, and
The new Mrs. Soon, whatever the last name is going to be. Yeah.
Miss Garden. But I'm gonna do one of my favorite pieces and a piece that everybody really, really loves because it's about you being who you are and owning it and walking in it. And even though other people see it, it's basically saying like, I know my flaws. Like you don't have to tell me what my flaws are. Like my physical flaws, you know.
From your lips to God's ears, I say that all the time, Diva. Go ahead and do
Like
it.
don't keep on reminding me. I
Pretty
get it.
much, you don't have to tell me. I already knew what I was from the day I was came to this world.
Right.
I don't need a post-it note.
Right. Not at all. Not at all. And people think that you need to be reminded, like, you know. But I wrote this piece because I just felt like I said, I represent Raw Talent. And the reason why I started Raw Talent was because I feel like we don't encompass who we are and walk in it unapologetically. And I feel like we need to because we're individuals. Like it's no more Miss Tinks. I can't be carbon copied. Even having a daughter, she cannot be me. You know what I'm saying? So
No
I
duplication.
want
You're
her.
original on purpose.
Right, right. And it's nothing wrong with being who you are and having your opinions and walking your path.
That's it.
So the name of this is I'm Just Me.
Ah, go ahead, Diva.
I'm just me, loving me constantly. Question before I start. Can I cuss?
Gotta say another word in the place of it.
Okay,
So
so
I say sugar, honey, iced tea,
this
stars
will
and
be
stripes.
even harder. You making it really
Well, I'm
hard.
right. Remember, we from up north, so I already know.
Yeah, you making it really hard. Okay.
Because we don't want to be, we don't
Oh,
want
she
to be
got me on
censored.
the spot. Okay. I'm just me, loving me constantly, messed up self esteem, esteem of myself, me and myself, me by myself, how I see myself through the eyes of self. But I'm me, thick in the thighs, using jokes to hide the pain that lies behind these beautiful brown eyes as society tries to call me thick, fat, overweight. Tell me when I should eat a piece of cake. A BMI. There's a beat right there.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Girl, the
BMI.
struggle is real.
Yeah, right. Both will be on my. I'm proud of these stripes
Think about this.
that define the journey that I took through motherhood. The roles that show you that my mother could cook. I ate good, but I'm me. Weight being collected in places I didn't ask for it to stay. Comments on my weight doesn't wish the weight away. It constantly reminds me that it's there. But as I meet already, I'm sure that you're well aware that I can see, I can feel it's a part of me. I'm just me, loving me constantly, so shy that I stand in front of crowds, sharing my most inner complex, untangled thoughts, giving insight to topics that make people cringe and flinch. You don't want to discuss that in Raw Talent. We will address that. I'm just me, loving me constantly, picked on as an innocent soul, would rather stand out, don't want to stand in. Belonging where you don't think I belong, creating space for me to go beyond existing. For me to be where you never saw me fitting, couldn't imagine me sitting. I'm just me, loving me constantly. The world is my playground. Creating new lanes for me to cruise around town. Being me means stepping out of who you think I should be, walking around how you see me to be, ignoring who you tell me to be, defining who I want to be, deciding how I want to be seen, and standing strong on how you respect me. I'm just me, loving me constantly as I type my name in search engines. Checking my family tree, there's only one me. Being me means growing my own, adding my different colored leaves and shaking the tree. Me and my legacies would create new lanes, different opportunities. I would teach them to be them while I'm just me. Loving me constantly, standing short but tall, silently loud. I'm black and I'm proud, sexy as I'm me. Dang, who knew being me would feel so free? I'm just me, loving me constantly. Judgments never get past the into the acceptance line. The mind that I mind is mine. Stress is not a burden I bear. If I can't fix it, I dwell elsewhere. I'm just me, loving me constantly, filled with fields of endless dreams because I'm me. No box is big enough to contain me. No straitjacket strong enough to contain me. They're going to look at me like I'm crazy, but me is who I am. Me is who I'll be. Me is going to succeed. Greater than the greatest flaw that I have, growing no taller than I am, but reaching things you can't even see. Yes, I said it because I'm me. Thank you.
Girl, yes, yes. That's another Jill Scott right there from Philly. Jilly from Philly. That was freaking amazing. It was on point. It was right on time with the message of 2023 is all about who?
Me.
2023 is all about me. And guess what? Miss Tink just read her amazing, awesome poem. It's all about me. Now,
Yes.
isn't that, look how God works. God does things
Yes,
on
that
his
was
time and
perfect.
his time when he's supposed to. Yeah, unfortunately, we couldn't use them other words because we don't know who else is watching this. And we don't want to
Right.
get censored. I just got started. Got to read the rules and the regulations so I can make sure I follow rules. I'm all
Right.
about that. But girlfriend, that was a powerful, amazing poem. That's a poem to define you.
Yes.
As I always tell everyone and anyone, you don't like me, that's your problem. That's a you problem. That's not a me problem. Because
Yes.
last time I checked, you came into my world. Either I did not, and I did not invite you. If I invite you, that means you know who I am when you first came into the door. If I did not invite you, that means you came in my world or as a guest. So as a guest in my house and my rules, it goes my way. And if you don't like it, there's the door. You can always walk out and exit. Because guess what? I'm going to be me regardless of. And I'm not changing for anyone because God made us unique individuals on purpose all the time. And he knew what he was doing when he designed us. And we're unique individuals on purpose. And so if they don't like us, because guess what? We're all flawed. There's no such thing as anyone's perfect. Whether you're big, whether you're small, whether you're tall, whether you're short, we're all unique individuals. And that's what makes us so amazing and we're God's gifts in his eyes. And that's what I'm saying, girlfriend. It's all about me. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and replay this again. I'm gonna go ahead and put this as my motto. I'm gonna go ahead and do that because Miss Tink, you are definitely true, real, raw talent. I promise you, girl. Y'all guys hear that? I want you guys to go back and listen to this poem and apply this to you in 2023.
Yes.
Apply this to your everyday walk, your everyday life. Anytime anyone come back and say, I ain't listening to you. You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you think you better than me. You think you smarter than me. Oh, you doing this, you doing that. Oh, there's going to be haters no matter where you go. But guess what? No one's going to stop my shine because I was playing when I did the little introduction this morning when I was putting you on social media. It's our time, girl. It's my time by Kelly Price. Look, people going to have obstacles. People going to have roller coaster rides. People going to deal with whatever they want to deal with and go through what they're going to go through. But guess what? Let no one tear you down because only God brings you up. Let no one tear you down. They do use those bricks, those rocks, those walls that they build to climb all over them and climb up to the top.
Use it as stepping stones.
Stepping stones, climb all the way to the top.
In the process, I will say I've been talking about this a lot lately since the beginning of 2023. Protect your energy. If you have to be filled as well as you feeling other people. Like as a poet, a lot of people sometimes look to me to give them inspirational things. But like this morning, you have filled my cup, and I do appreciate that from the bottom of my heart, because a lot of times people think that the strong people don't need to be filled, but we need to be filled so we can fill other people. And my elders and my family been talking to me about it. And I even had to tell somebody who leaned on me, like, she was like, you're just so strong. And I was like, yeah, but I need somebody to be strong for me, as well.
I say that all the time. Like, I'm not as strong as you think I am. And people always say, you don't look like what you've been through. We read your book. We heard your story.
Definitely.
It's not about what I look like. It's what I survived and I came from. I'm not supposed to look like that.
Definitely that. Because I can actually be a little transparent in that regard, too, because, see, I have diabetes. I have autoimmune deficiency. They think I have fibromyalgia, possibly, So dealing with all of those, and then I just got allergy tested and found out I'm allergic to 35 environmental allergens. So
Well, living up north, unfortunately, I did that when I was in my early 20s, and I was like, "What is okay?" And then
yeah,
I moved to the south.
I became really, really sick. So the end of 2022, I was sick like 4 months in a row, really, really bad for like 2 weeks, and couldn't figure out why. It was like sinus related, and found out that it was just environmental allergies. So
Mm,
every time I walked outside, it started all over again. But it's like with all of those factors,
mm.
nobody knows when I'm down. Nobody know, they don't see that because I don't put it out there. So
Sometimes you tell more than you're supposed to. Then they say, "Oh, you're telling your business. Oh, we got something to talk about her for. Oh, we got something to pick at her for. Oh, we got something to analyze her or do whatever." I'm telling you because I'm thinking I can trust you.
as Miss Tink, I don't care. And I would say that because like my autoimmune deficiency is hydronitis suppurativia. Most people don't know what it is, and the people who deal with it don't get help.
Tell us
Like
what it
I've
is.
had it since I was 14, and I know people who I've ran into over the past 6 or 7 years who haven't gotten the help that I've gotten. So a lot of times your story helps somebody else. It's therapeutic. So I don't have a problem telling anybody,
And
not at
what can
all.
you explain a little bit more in detail what that deficiency is?
So with hydronitis, which is very common, people get boils. So with
Mhm.
me, I can't go the regular route of just letting it pop and go away. Mine's tunnel. So in 2014, I started having surgeries that they told me would cure it, and it did not. I've had 7 surgeries since 2014. Yes, seven surgeries, and it didn't cure it, though it helped with that particular isolated outbreak. So now I'm on injections that help, but it's still no cure. And every time you talk to a doctor, they tell you like, "Oh, this is gonna help you be in remission," and stuff
Make
like
you
that.
spend more money, basically.
But it's not. It's nothing 100% foolproof. But as soon as I figure it out, I will be telling everybody I know
Guess
that
who's
have
gonna figure it out? Guess who got you? God's gonna take care of it. He's gonna hear you.
because
He didn't bring you this far to leave you right now.
I've come a lot farther than most people have with it. So I mean, I really at first I was like, even where I am, like a couple of years ago, I've been in this spot that I would be like, oh dang, like I got to go through this. But I talked to a girl who didn't even have the same path that I had, and hers seemed worse because we were in the same age bracket, and we had been dealing with the same amount of time. But I had treatment that she didn't. You know what I'm saying? So I was
Mm.
able to give her nuggets, or like I've had a cousin who was diagnosed with it during COVID. So I'm able to coach her through it and tell her what needs to be done without her having to go through everything that I went through. So to
Wow.
me, that's a blessing in itself.
By itself. Wow. Wow. You definitely opened my eyes because the only thing I have is asthma and eczema.
I have that too.
And my path of having eczema when I was born was not a good path because I had family members, mainly family, that was um, did not have enough knowledge or was scared or confused of who I was as their family member, as their niece, as their daughter, as their
Right.
grandchild, as their cousin on how to treat me. But look at me now compared to look at me then. I tell people all the time, I've transformed. So everything you use to tear me down, God built it up to make me greater and better. So
And you
my
know,
flaws and your flaws make you unique, and you're still
right.
stronger than whatever people think that you are. Makes
And
you better. Makes you look more beautiful, more
you
sexier. Come on now.
know, and being raw as Black people, we need to talk about our family history.
Hmm.
That will help a lot of people because I didn't know
Hmm.
I had family members that had my condition that
Hmm.
have died. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know it was that severe until it was severe. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's
Wow.
important, even with eczema and asthma and stuff like that. Like my son has asthma. I didn't know my environmental allergies. I didn't know that I passed them to my son. My son
Unfortunately, you do, especially living up north. I was born in Brooklyn, raised in West Philly, and I had asthma all my life, and I had to go do an allergy test. And when they did the test, it came back pretty much with everything on the board and more,
did
including
you
a piece of
get
lint that was on the floor.
did you get better with it?
I've gotten better with God's grace since I moved to the South because unfortunately up north, the pollutants in the air, the constant busy traffic, you got unfortunately insects like roaches and rats and things like that, especially if you live in the hood or you're part of the hood. which is where I came from at one time. So those things are there. And because those things are there, we're constantly exposed to it. But then when you move to a cleaner air, like I'm learning, some people move down south on purpose. Most people move further than where I'm at. I live in North Carolina in Charlotte. Some people move to Florida.
Shout out to North Carolina.
Yeah, yes. I've been here about 6 years, and since then, I promise you, blessings on top of blessings on top of blessings on top of doors on top of doors.
And
Boom,
it's
boom.
quieter,
Who would
isn't
have thought? I'm an
Quieter,
author.
isn't
Who would have thought? I'm a
it?
podcaster.
I
Wherever
know.
else he take me and send me, I'm going. I'm riding. Charlotte, North Carolina. This is where it started. This is where it began.
I know.
So, and I still got my roots. I still know where I'm from. So people move to the south a little further because it's cleaner. The
Yeah,
air is clean.
it
And
is.
so when you have asthma, like I've had for a long time, I had two family members, unfortunately, one of them passed away. They both had severe asthma where they were always on a ventilator, the little portable machines, because their asthma was so severe. Thank God mine wasn't as severe, but if I was stressed, if it was cold, um, if I stepped on something or I saw something I wasn't supposed to, it would react either my asthma or my eczema. So it was like, dang, this was messing up. Not that one messing up. Now what am I going to do?
Yeah.
So as I gotten older, God, I guess, healing my body where it's not as severe. I have moments, but it's not as bad as it used to be. I mean, when I tell you it used to be bad, it used to be bad. With all three of my pregnancies, with all of my children, I have three adult kids, 32 in April, 30, and 26 in April. I was pregnant with all three of them, and my asthma was the worst then because I was pregnant. So I was always at high risk. So as I got older, it just started wearing down, and I learned how to maintain and control it. So I tell people, anyone that has had that or have that don't know, you have to learn how to maintain and control it. Even with eczema, I've seen people whose skin look like mine's used to. Because I had family members just call me alligator, used to call me scaly. Oh
That
yeah,
is me.
because they didn't know I had it, they didn't understand. They thought I was contagious. Oh yeah, those things. Yeah, look at me, who look like an alligator then. So anyway, so I see other people that have that skin condition that may not be taking the same medicines or doing the things that I did to get to where I'm at now, and I want to help others because I didn't have no one to help me. I didn't have no one to be positive or supportive because I met other people who had it, and I asked those questions. I said, "Did your family members treat you like this, or did your friends that you thought were friends, or when you were in school were you bullied?" And you know what they all said? Nope, I didn't have that. I didn't do no that didn't happen to me. So I'm learning from all the flaws and the things that threw me down. I'm taking those and building me up and building others up and using those stepping stones to get to another level. So as you're sharing your story and your journey, don't stop. Don't stop. You're about to be Mrs. Who?
Garden.
Hey, that flower in the garden. You are that one flower in his garden.
I
Thank you.
also saw the nugget that you just posted down below about people ordering my books online. They can also email me because I have on-hand copies and I do ship. So you can just email me at Miss Tink at rawtalentllc.com and I will ship you a signed copy.
There it goes. Again, guys, thank you again. Oh my gosh. You think I made your day, honey girl. You made my day. With that form, it came at the right time, on time, in God's time. Because I promise you this week, the devil was busy. All them negative energies was throwing at me. Bam, bam, hit me. I'm dodging
I'm
it.
gonna have
I'm
to
moving.
send you my
But
mixtape so that you can
shut your fuck off.
so you can hear it and play it
Mm.
back.
I will. I definitely will. I'm gonna add that to my playlist and I'm gonna add it to my Spotify. Guys, thank you again, Miss Tink, the amazing raw diva, the raw talent diva, the one with the hostess with the mostest. Check out her show at rawtalent.com, Miss Tink at rawtalent.com. You can send her emails. Please reach out to her at Miss Tink at rawtalentllc.com. That's Ms. MZ at raw talent LLC.com. The amazing new Mrs. Garden coming soon to your airways, to your
Yes.
stage, to your show, to bring you all her talent, raw, real, down to the nitty gritty. No judgment, no questions, no hesitations. Be you. Don't let anyone else tell you you can't be you because guess what? 2023 is all about who?
Me.
2023 is all about me, Miss Morgan Rees. And guys, thank y'all again for joining our show and checking in and streaming live. Share with your friends, your family, your mom, your dad, your uncle, your grandparents, your cousins. Everyone and anyone all over the world is going to watch us. Thank you again, Miss Tink. I look forward for you coming back on my show. We'll talk later. Have a good rest of your day. Please be safe. Have an amazing, fantastic, fabulous Friday. Happy
Amen.
Friday. And we
Yes.
will talk soon. And thank you again. Thank you guys for checking in on Good Morning Black People with Morgan Rees. I am your host, Morgan Rees. And stay tuned for our next episode next week. Have an amazing day, guys. Happy Friday.